What is the ultimate arena? A place of ancient combat where men fought for glory and survival, or a place of modern power where decisions shape the fate of nations? For centuries, they have been separate worlds, until now, when legends like Conor McGregor and Jon Jones are set to redefine the very meaning of competition.
In the 1st century AD, Rome is the biggest city on Earth, with a population of more than 1 million people.
Hand-to-hand combat is the genesis of sport.
Forget steak dinners and Easter egg rolls. The South Lawn of the White House is about to become a war zone. In the most unprecedented, most controversial, and maybe the most American event in history, the Ultimate Fighting Championship is coming to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But the real question isn't if it's happening, it's how in the world is this even possible, and whether it's the greatest spectacle ever conceived or a national disgrace. Today, we're diving into the limitless possibilities of what could unfold if we transform the White House lawn into a battleground for an epic UFC showdown. Yes, you heard that right. President Trump has just made a wild announcement. UFC matches will be held on the White House lawn, with 20 to 25,000 lucky fans in attendance to witness this historic event. Before we proceed, you might be wondering why President Trump focused on the UFC instead of other sports like boxing, soccer, or tennis. Well, I have an answer for you on that as well. In 2001, Dana White was a man with a toxic asset. He and the Fertitta brothers had just bought the UFC, a brand so reviled it was labeled human cockfighting and banned from nearly every venue and pay-per-view provider in the country. They were hemorrhaging cash and on the verge of collapse. No respectable arena would touch them.
Kathy, what do you think? Let's go low.
We're just missing teeth there.
Desperate, they reached out to the one man known for loving a spectacle, Donald Trump. Trump, then a real estate and casino mogul, owned the glamorous Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. While other venues scoffed, Trump saw potential. He met with Dana, listened to the pitch, and with a simple handshake agreed to host UFC 30. "Come to my place," Trump said. "You guys are welcome here." It was a lifeline. The event at the Taj Mahal gave the UFC a stamp of legitimacy it desperately needed. It was the first step in turning the fringe sport into the global powerhouse it is today. Dana White never forgot.
It's deafening in here.
The greatest night in mixed martial arts. Daggers Ken Shamrock. And the thing Ortiz remains the light heavyweight champion.
Fast forward 15 years to 2016, Donald Trump was now the one with a toxic brand in the eyes of many. As he ran for president, celebrities and business leaders were distancing themselves from him. Then Dana White's phone rang. It was the Trump campaign asking if he would speak at the Republican National Convention.
America wants President Trump back in the White House. He didn't just win this election, he won it in dominant fashion.
For Dana, it wasn't a political calculation, it was a debt of loyalty. He stood on that national stage and didn't give a political speech. Instead, he told the story of 2001. He told everyone how, when no one else would take his call, Donald Trump took a chance on him. "I know a fighter when I see one," Dana said, and Donald Trump is a fighter. Their friendship wasn't forged in politics, but in the crucible of risk, a handshake deal between a struggling promoter and a flamboyant mogul that paid off for both, cementing a bond that would last decades. Wow, I feel like crying right now. Some inspiring friendship goals, and we all need a friend like Donald Trump in our lives. Right now, you have an idea why it's MMA, specifically the UFC, and not any other sport. If you like this video so far, go ahead and like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. Moving back to the America 250 UFC event in the White House, now let's talk about the arrangements for the big event. The White House isn't just a building, it's a symbol of American democracy, diplomacy, and stability. Opponents are calling this the bread and circuses of a declining empire. They argue that hosting a violent, bloody sport desecrates a space that has welcomed world leaders, hosted civil rights discussions, and stood as a beacon of hope.
The U.S. Capitol building on top of Capitol Hill is the nation's seat of federal government.
The security logistics alone are a nightmare, and then there's the question of precedent. If you host a UFC fight, what's next? A NASCAR race around the eclipse? A WWE Royal Rumble in the East Room? Where does the line between entertainment and governance get drawn? But beyond the politics and the memes, this would be about the fights, and a card this monumental would need legendary matchups. The UFC and the White House would want to craft a narrative. This wouldn't just be fights, it would be stories.
This is the night the worlds of sports and entertainment come together. This is UFC.
Coming to the fights in this event, I have a question. Have you seen the UFC roster lately? It's wild. Not a single All-American champ to be found. Jon Jones was the only American champion, and he just shocked everyone by retiring a few weeks ago after ducking Tom. For the better part of a year, the narrative has been set in stone. Jon Jones is the villain, making the deserving interim champion Tom Aspinall wait in the wings. The criticism has been deafening, and yet here's the ultimate twist that changes everything. It was Jones himself who first planted the seed of a UFC event at the White House. Forget the fantasy of a third bout with a long-retired Daniel Cormier. The only fight that belongs on that sacred ground is the one destiny has written. It's the ultimate story. The All-American icon against the pride of the UK. This is the kind of event you'd mortgage your house for. I know I would. I'd be in the front row, even if I have to file for bankruptcy. You simply can't script that kind of drama. It would be perfect.
Trying to pry it off. It's all over. He's going for Kimura. It's all over. Second. And
we'll do a quick picture.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's get it.
A face-off.
If the event is so big it needs tech which is out of this world, what if we include real-time biometrics that will display fighters' real-time heart rate, adrenaline levels, and even predict their stamina depletion on screen? We'll know exactly when a fighter is about to break. The broadcast will feature holographic 3D replays of key moments projected right over the octagon for the live audience. I know this is some sci-fi shit, but I want to see it in this event. Let's move on to some serious matchmaking. We've got an All-American take-no-prisoners hero in Sean Strickland on that list, and you know he brings the house down every single time. Forget just fighting, Strickland brings an entire experience. His legendary dirty talks aren't just pre-fight banter, they're the main event before the main event, adding a dose of raw, unfiltered truth that we, the American audience, absolutely crave. And let's be clear, we need Sean Strickland on this card. We demand to see him step back into the octagon against Dricus du Plessis. Yeah, we know the history. Du Plessis has 2 wins over Sean, but that's not the end of the story, folks. That's just the prelude. This isn't just a fight, it's a redemption arc waiting to explode. It's America versus South Africa, with the most unpredictable, charismatic showman in the game ready to unleash hell. You want viewership, you want drama, you want to see if Strickland can finally flip the script and settle the score, then you absolutely cannot miss this.
oh, and then,
Oh,
wow.
oh my goodness.
Oh wow. See that?
Alright, American fight fans, buckle up, because if you thought the middleweight division was heating up, get ready for an absolute inferno in the lightweight division. This is where the true gladiators reside, and it's stacked with bona fide American legends Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, and Michael Chandler. Yeah, we know the whispers, some of these warriors are getting closer to hanging up the gloves, but before they do, they've got one last monumental chapter to write. And speaking of monumental, forget everything you thought you knew, because the whispers just turn into a roar. The one, the only, the undisputed face of the UFC, Conor McGregor, has finally shown serious interest in settling his long-simmering rivalry with our very own Iron Michael Chandler. We're talking about a clash that's been building for years, a grudge match teased not just in the octagon, but with those absolutely wild. You can't make this stuff up.
You want to do 185? I'll do 185.
You'll do what you're told. I'm gonna pin you. This is my game. This is my game forever.
Let's be clear, this isn't just a fight, this is a guaranteed sellout event. This is the kind of spectacle that transcends MMA, the kind of drama that puts every other sporting event on notice. We're talking about 2 absolute superstars, 2 powerhouse personalities, finally stepping in to deliver the fireworks we've all been craving. When McGregor and Chandler lock horns, the world stops. The pay-per-view numbers will shatter records, and the atmosphere in that arena will be electric.
Maybe if you showed up
and break your nose, you little fool, you.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, what?
Every great champion needs a legendary rival. At an historic White House event, you have America's next legend in Kayla Harrison, an Olympic champion whose path of destruction now includes former title holder Juliana Pena. The target is clear, Amanda Nunes and the throne. And what if the path to glory takes an unexpected turn?
Amanda, the greatest of all time.
From the east, a challenger emerges. Picture this, Zhang Weili, the icon from China, and a whirlwind of destruction at strawweight decides her legacy needs one more monumental risk. She moves up 2 divisions to meet the moment. It's more than a fight, it's a statement, a battle of wills, styles, and nations all under the brightest lights. The judoka prodigy versus the kung fu queen. This isn't just a great fight, it's the stuff movies are made of. You want a main event that transcends the sport? Forget a fight. This is a blockbuster movie in the making. In one corner, you have the sugar show Sean O'Malley. He's not just a fighter, he's a phenomenon. All-American, technicolor hair, and knockout power that goes viral before his opponent even hits the canvas. He's pure Hollywood. And in the other corner, you have the Shadow from the Mountains, an unbeaten, unforgiving force carrying the most feared name in combat sports, Nurmagomedov. Umar isn't here for fame, he's here to dominate. This isn't just America versus Russia, it's a cold war in a cage. Can the flashiest striker on the planet survive the suffocating pressure of Dagestani wrestling? This is pure mayhem, a collision of worlds that fight makers dream of. So there you have it. A night of political theatre, technological revolution, and pure unadulterated combat. And this, the pinnacle of sports and entertainment, a bold celebration of American power? Or is it the bread and circuses of a declining empire, a final, desperate spectacle? The fighters will enter from the diplomatic room. The winner will likely get a photo op in the Oval Office, and the world will be watching, forced to decide what it all means. What do you think? Is this a dream event or a national nightmare? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of what if.